Today in the town of Mount Gambier in country South Australia, the first National Ice Task Force held a meeting, a consultation meeting. And while the federal government tries to solve that problem on a community level, we're going to get you face-to-face with the ice problem on a personal level. We're going to start by introducing you to a 20-year-old Sydney guy. He has a problem with ice and he's due to go to rehab next week. We're planning on going with him to see if he can stay off the ice. Right now, he's in jail. And Sarah McVie met him before he got locked up. And just a warning, there are some swear words in this story.
It's just like an everyday thing, like, fuck, you just do it, that's all. Do it, go out, do it, wake up, do it, you know, fuck.
Are you high now?
Yeah.
I've just picked Luke up from a caravan park in the southeastern suburbs of Sydney. He's 20 years old, tall and skinny, wearing oversized clothes. He's high right now and we're heading to his mum's place where he's bailed to. He was caught breaking and entering, trying to get money for ice.
Broke into a garage or something, and fucking breaking in, got charged with it. In your head you think that you need it or you want cash or something, you know what I mean? You shouldn't think like that.
He spent 3 weeks in remand before being released on bail.
You know, you hear all this talk about jail, but I don't know, it's intimidating getting into an environment you don't know, you know?
The courts ordered him to go to rehab, but first he has to detox. Until then, he's staying here with his mum, not detoxing.
Want to see all the missed calls from my mum?
Show me.
Look, ready? 5, 6, 8.
Luke's mum has been worrying about him for a long time. He first tried ice at 15 years old.
I used to just smoke pot, dipping as
From what age?
13, 14.
Luke dropped out of school at 15 to start a landscaping apprenticeship, but was fired within a year.
I had a landscaping apprenticeship.
Would you be high at work?
Yeah.
Did your boss know?
Probably, yeah.
He started another apprenticeship, but again lost it before finishing. By then, he was smoking a gram a day.
I was smoking as much as cunts smoke cigarettes.
Did you feel your mental state changing?
Fucking oath. You just know, you're spinning out, you know you're weakening, but you still do it.
Do you know what life would be like if you were clean? Can you imagine what it would be like?
Yeah, because my older brother, his experience, you know, like...
So you look at him and think, if I didn't smoke, my life could be like his?
Yeah, bloody oath. He's big, he's fit, he's got his own business, he's perfect, you know what I mean? Most of the time it gets to a point where you don't want to do it, but it's just fucking situations happen and you think, fuck, I should not be doing this, but you keep doing it. Having to want something that bad, it's just ugly, you know what I mean?
How common do you think it is around here to smoke ice?
More common than you ever know. Everyone does it, People that work, people that don't work, old people, young people, people that aren't even born yet.
What, pregnant women?
Yeah.
No.
I've seen it shoot up, yeah.
According to a 2013 National Drug Survey, just over 13% of 20 to 29-year-olds have tried amphetamines or methamphetamines in their lifetime. Just how addictive it can be has been well documented.
If I want to get off it, I'll get off it.
Do you want to get off it?
Yeah, for my mother's sake, I do, yes.
What about for your own sake?
Well, I don't mind it, you know what I mean? That's why I'm doing it, but I can see it's breaking my mum. My mum cries about me every night, that's what's bad about it. Hopefully I do get clean. But rehab it's not a bad thing to do, you know what I mean? No matter what, I'm going to be getting off for 3 months, so yeah, hopefully it works out.
I'm in the waiting room at Silverwater Jail. Luke's been locked up again. After we spoke, he breached his bail and was caught with a stolen handbag and some jewellery. His mum, Trish, has just been through security to visit him.
It's the first time that he was on bail and we thought that he was getting detox and going to rehab. It was all sorted and then he wouldn't come home. Curfew was to be home. Yes, you'd be waiting all night, just wondering where he is. And then, yeah, the last time he was arrested, yes, it was a relief.
When you saw him today, did you ask him if he's been thinking about getting clean?
Yes, he indicated that, yes, that's what he wanted to do. That's what he was looking forward to.
Did you believe him or do you take that with a grain of salt?
Half and half. They only tell you what you want to hear.
Even in jail, the temptation is still there. Luke told Trish he's been offered ice.
Apparently it's more readily available than on the streets. That's what he's been saying. It's there, it's always there.
And yet he's able to detox in there. Why do you think he's having more success in prison than he is on the streets?
He's not with his mates. I suppose that's what they do when they're all together.
Trish doesn't want to risk Luke being out on bail again. On Monday, Luke will go back to court. They'll ask the magistrate if he can transfer straight to rehab, bypassing the required detox stint since he's been clean in jail.
No gaps. The system is really bad that way.
In the months since Luke was first locked up, Trish has found firsthand how hard it can be to get help.
Well, I was totally blind to it. I was just totally lost.
Where do you think he's going to be in 3 months' time?
I'm hoping that his mindset is where he can go and get a job and meet new people, change his life a bit.
And where do you think he'll be?
I'm hoping there.
That's Luke's mum, Trish, speaking to Sarah McVie. And we're going to stay with Luke. We're planning to go to rehab with him next week. And once he's there, we'll find out how hard it is to stop using ice and whether rehab is actually going to work. On the text line, my son went through a short period of ice addiction a year ago. He was 18 at the time, and it was the hardest few months of my life. I thought I'd lost him, and I still breathe a sigh of relief every day that he realised where he was going and pulled himself out of the rut. Ice changed him, turned him into a person I didn't like very much, even though I never stopped loving him. My heart goes out to the loving families of the kids who've been sucked into this black hole. One lucky mother from Newcastle. Somebody else says, "Hi, Tom. I use ice every day. I don't use it to get high, and it does not have this effect. I only swallow this, never smoke or inject. I take it to keep me focused. You can take drugs without getting your life ruined." Wow, very different points of view there. Someone who's worked closely with people like Luke is Dom Ennis. He's the CEO of the Youth Support and Advocacy Service. They're a non-government agency that helps young Victorians work through their drug problems. Dom, thanks for joining us.
No worries. Thanks. Good to be here. I'm actually not the CEO, but I am a program manager.
Okay, great. Well, one of the things that stood out in that story to me was that Luke only wanted to stop using ice to save his mother from all the pain that she's going through, and that he had no real problem with it himself, even though his life is getting torn apart. It's really hard to understand that logic.
It can be hard to understand, especially for people who aren't experiencing that, and I think it's really important for people to try and, I guess, understand that for young people using drugs, there are often, we might not see them, but they're often very good reasons, or their drug use is providing a function, often a positive function in their life, although it might be also causing, potentially long-term problems or even immediate problems. Young people aren't necessarily just making dumb decisions. They're trying to meet needs, which are generally speaking pretty normal needs, whether they are to fit in, to feel okay, to get through the day, whatever they might be. For young people, drugs provide a short-term mechanism to meet those needs. So seeing it in that light helps us sort of, I guess, empathise and develop an understanding of why young people might be attracted to drugs and why they might keep using drugs even though problems are starting to occur.
Okay, a lot of those decisions might be similar for people abusing other drugs like heroin. Is ice different?
Oh, yes and no. So there are particular aspects of ice, the particular way it works in the body. For instance, it releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter or a brain chemical, which is largely responsible, among other things, for regulating pleasure. And when we do things that we enjoy, that we want to repeat, etc., large amounts of dopamine are released. And ice and methamphetamine certainly has an impact on that part of the brain. But in other ways, it's not much different to other drugs in terms of when we look at our treatment services and see, who are the young people that are having problems with drugs over the time. Drug patterns continually change. Some years it is heroin where everyone is coming to our services for help. Other years it's cannabis. Methamphetamine and ice is certainly on the increase. But generally speaking, other issues in young people's lives, why they are attracted to drugs in general, remain the same. So we see a remarkable consistency in what young people who end up having problems with drugs. So you had a text message before from a young person who said they aren't having problems, and one from a mum saying significant problems.
Now, Dom,
so
we're about to hit the clock. This conversation's just starting. We'll stay in touch as we follow Luke's story and try and learn more about the problem and how to deal with the ice problem. Thanks so much for joining us.
No worries.
Hack on Triple J.